everyone,
Hello!
and welcome to Kirsty and Bryony's Comfort Zone.
I am Kirsty.
And I am Bryony, and today we shall be delving into each other's brains and trying to work out
What the frick
why,
is going on?
how,
Who?
when,
When?
who do you serve?
Saruman.
Oh, there's spoilers. You don't give it away.
Oh no.
Could be anyone.
Tabs went to the vet this week, and I've talked to you about this already, but he had to have some teeth removed, and he already was missing an upper canine, because he had a bad tooth when he got taken into rescue.
Yeah.
But they removed the other one, as well as some other teeth. So now he just has the bottom canine. So he's like an orc. And the minute they told me, in my brain, the only thing I could think of, it's like the Homer Simpson thing where he's just got the monkey with the symbols in his brain, right?
Yeah.
The vet was talking to me, and I was just imagining that scene with Tabs, just with the white handprint on his face. Who do you serve?
See, it's reasons like this that there are so many times that I visit the vet and they tell me all this information. I'm like, and then I'll get home and Alex will be like, so what did they say? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll call them up and ask them to say the same thing again.
I literally call them up. Every time I have an appointment, I call them up like the day before that I think it is. And I'm like, can you tell me when the appointment is again? Because I forget.
I forgot.
Please tell me. Like today I woke up and I was like, I'm sure I booked a checkup for Tabs this week. I can't remember when it is. I think it's tomorrow, actually.
My vet are really good. They send you a little text to be like, remember, you've got this. And they text you for like, it's their vaccinations are due.
See,
and stuff.
mine
And
usually do too. And I should actually check in case they have sent me a text. But sometimes they just don't. And I'm like, I need a text or I will not remember, please.
Yeah.
I must know. Like, I went to the dentist yesterday and the opticians, and I got into town and then opened my phone and was like, I'm sure it's around now. I'll double check what the time is. I was like, right, okay, good. I've got 20 minutes to get there. That's handy. I haven't missed it.
We need to become like big, successful businesswomen so that we can have PAs.
Yes, I need a receptionist.
Yeah, maybe should we just do it for each other?
Yeah. Well, maybe that won't work.
True. But then we can just forget twice as many things.
True. But sorry, I'm late. My PA forgot.
I have your people call my people, but that's me for you and you for me. So I'll call you.
For you,
not me.
to talk to me. Hey, Bryony, just a reminder that you have to book a time to record Comfort Zone with me this week. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Talk to yourself about it.
Okay, will do. I'll get back to you. Thank you.
It's like when we're streaming together. And Rossabo is an editor for us both, so he's just sat there, just like, would you like to squad stream? Yes. Would you? Yes.
Oh, yes, I would.
Why, thank you. What a kind offer.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, dear.
Dear, oh, dear.
Dear, oh, dear. Dear, oh, dear.
We were talking about dreams the other day, you and I, as we often do.
That's weird.
And you'd had quite a lovely dream, hadn't you? There was a time where the first message I received was a message in the morning, first message I ever received was from Kirsty saying, like, I had this dream. And then Rydian was like, I had this bad dream. And I just happened to have a bad dream as well. It was just like, oh,
yeah, I had these two in chat, just like, I had a terrible time. And I was like, I had a lovely dream. It was great.
I'm glad your dreams are back.
Yeah, well, they're back, but they're just like, they're all over the bloody place. Like, I don't have anything like linear. It's just jumping left, right, and center. Like, I have no idea what the heck is going on. But I remember a lot of the little snippets. Like the one we were talking about in text chat was I literally just had a dream that I was talking to some people and I was like, Steam Power Draft are a really fun little band. They're very good. You should listen to them. And that's all it was. I was like, yep. Back in 2020, they were my number one band on Spotify for the whole year. And that was it.
I'd never even heard of them. I assumed this was like a dream band.
No, they're real. They're just a fun, like, you say steampunk, but people are inclined to be like, oh, steampunk, that's so cringe. And to be honest, they own it. They own the cringe. It's great. It's just like, they just have fun and they're really, really good at singing. Like, they're incredible vocalists and they just do fun little, like, dumb songs. And it's just, they're very catchy.
What genre would they fall under?
They're kind of all over the place, really. They do, like, covers and they do, I don't know, like, I think a lot of people's first foray into steam-powered draft was being on Tumblr, like, 10 years ago. Because there was a video that went viral of one of their songs called Brass Goggles. And like when they perform, they are in full like metallic makeup to look like robots. Like,
yeah,
it's very cool. And yeah, this one particular song was all over Tumblr. And that's how I found them.
Oh.
And I'll send you a link. But they're just very fun. And their songs are very catchy. And yeah, and in this stream, I haven't listened to them for bloody ages, but in this stream, I was just like, yeah, Steam Power Draft, they're fun, they're really good. And they did the soundtrack. Do you know the SteamWorld Heist games or the SteamWorld? There's other ones as well, but there's one called SteamWorld Heist. They're games on Steam. They're very fun. They're like turn-based games where you shoot things as pirate robots in space, and they're very fun. And they did the soundtrack for SteamWorld Heist, so they're in the game, like, and you can walk into a bar and see them performing and stuff.
Oh, that's
which is very
cool.
cute. But SteamWorld Heist is a really fun game. It's a good one.
I have to give them a listen because I was talking to Alex about this the other day. Like, I feel like obviously this has been going on for ages, but like our consumption of music is so different now. Like, I used to work in a music shop. Well, I actually worked in like technically like 4 different music shops, but they I used to be one of those people who I would know like the album release dates. I would queue up, I would get the special, like I remember getting a Korn badge because I was one of the first people to buy the new album and stuff like that. And whereas now, like, I don't really remember the last time I listened to something new other than like, I've got this song from TikTok stuck in my head, so I'm going to put that on. You don't really like have that same thing. Like, it used to be so good when you would go out and you would buy a CD and then you'd put it in your Discman and you'd walk around listening to it for the first time. And that feeling, I don't feel like you really get that anymore.
Yeah. Well, Steam Powered Draft are not like a regular band by any means. They're very... I don't even know how to describe them. And I think a lot of people will be like, I can't believe you listen to them. But they're fun. They're just fun for like, I don't know, just being a silly goose.
I mean, I listen to quite an eclectic mix, I would say. So I'm up for trying anything. I don't mind. I'll give them a little I think the way they started, like they formed the band, I think they were all at like uni or college or whatever in America. And the sort of the founding members were really into like performing arts and they did a lot of mime and they used to do like a mime just like busking on the side of the road or around the uni. Yeah.
And then it became like an actual singing and miming at the same time, and then they became robots. Yeah, it's really cool. They're a cool little band, and they're just very good. Like one of their singers has an insane vocal range. Like he can go like deep like this, and then he's like, it's so good. So good.
I really like this band. Well, I've not listened to them in many a moon. But have you ever heard of Battles?
No.
They are. I was so excited to go see them because I got their CD and I listened to it loads and loads and loads. And their sort of music, it's the sort of thing that when I saw they were touring, I was like, but they're just going to have to just have it recorded and already mixed, and just like, how are they going to do this live? It's like crazy sounding. Their vocals are so weird. Like, I think their songs do have lyrics, but they literally just sound like, so that's what I sing along but I think there are words in there. I've never learned them. But I went to see them and they did everything live, and they had like guitars that they would just like lie down on the floor and they'd just be like smacking them and stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's how they do that. But they did it all live, and it was amazing.
That's so cool.
To watch them. That'd be my
you might like
recommendation.
I remember when I was in sixth form, like one of my best friends, he was like, I don't want to say like a normie, but he was very much like a straight man, like a serious man. And I showed him Steam Powered Giraffe once, and he was in like the Sea Scouts and stuff, and they did a song about like a sea captain who fought pirates and fought a giant kraken and stuff, and we were like driving along singing this song, and he absolutely loved it. It was so funny. I'll send you links to some of the like good songs later because they're very fun. Also, I bought you SteamWorld Heist because it's on sale for £2.50.
I saw a little like thing pop up being like, Kirsty has gifted you a game. I was like, oh, a little treat,
a small treat.
I remember when I don't really know what impression people get of the music I listen to, but I guess the only stuff I really talk about is things like Longest Johns and quite folky stuff.
Yeah.
But back in the day, I was something of a metalhead myself, sort of thing.
You're a scene kid.
Yeah, but I used to go and watch this. There was this Scream. They weren't really like screamo. They were just screaming. Called An Albatross.
Oh, I remember. Yeah. The ones that you invited over.
Yeah, they came. I went to a gig and I brought the entire band home. But their stuff, they have songs that are called things like We Are the Laser Viking, and it's just a lot of screaming and noise. But I blooming loved them. I had their posters on my wall. I brought them home. It's. I think it's nice to have.
It's nice to have a good mix. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I listen to bloody anything really. Like lately I've been on a video game music kick, like because I've been getting home. I've had a couple of days off because I did my charity stream on Saturday and that absolutely destroyed me. I ended up going to bed at 10 p.m. after watching Poirot. Like it turned me into like an 8-year-old woman. And
or me.
Or Bridie.
Literally my routine.
And I've had a couple of days off, and both days I have been just sitting on my living room floor trying to make Rydian's Christmas present. And I've forgotten the point of what I was saying, but
video game music.
That's it. I've been sewing on the floor, just listening to video game music for hours, like literally hours. Like I think I went to see, so TI final was on Sunday, right? So I went to see my family during the day. I got home at 3 o'clock. And then I sat on the floor, I started crafting, and I was there till TI finished. God knows what time that was.
Thank goodness it was just a best of 3, not 5.
Literally.
Right?
It was an absolute stomp. And then the next day, yesterday, I went into town to go to the opticians, to go to the dentist. I felt like a very good adult. Got home, sat on the floor, carried on crafting, and I did it until, I don't know, 1 a.m. And I spoke to Rydian at the end of the night, and he was like, "Are you still on the floor crafting?" I was like, "Yes, I haven't had any dinner."
Oh no!
I've just been hyperfixating, listening to video game music for hours on end, and it's been great. But yeah, like I've been listening to like Final Fantasy music and everything that Spotify throws at me when I shuffle it. So there's a lot of like Hades and stuff like that.
Ooh.
And yeah, it's great. And then I'll switch back to my Pathfinder playlist, which has a lot of like sort of not country music, but kind of semi-country music in it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And obviously I love My Chemical Romance. And then yesterday when I had that dream about Steam Powered Giraffe, I woke up and I listened to one of their songs. I was like, yay. I've just been listening to music constantly lately. It's been great.
Yeah. I go through such weird phases of like my my current listening a lot of the time is I like to put on puppy songs. And I'm just in a real like puppy songs binge, and they have amazing songs such as Sometimes My Lip Gets Stuck on My Teeth.
Sometimes my lip gets
Big
stuck
Stretch.
on my teeth.
But they've got like you can actually just play them through like Alexa, and I'm like,
honestly,
I'm
I've
like,
done
play
that
me
before.
puppy songs.
She's right next to me, so I won't say her name. But if you ask her to play calming cat music, that's really nice too. I use that to go to sleep.
Ah. Do you like have you ever heard of a band called YMCK?
I think I have, yeah.
Oh, I love them. For people who don't know, they're like a chiptune, like 8-bit sort of video game band, and it's so perky. That's my like. It's summertime, and I want to listen to something like woo.
Woo!
It's so good.
Oh. Yeah, I've just been constant music. It's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear what else has been going on in my head?
Yeah, I've been talking a lot
recently?
about my boring life. Let's listen to your dream.
No, I love your life. I do worry that you need to use chairs more, though.
No, don't be silly. I am in a chair right now and it feels weird. I've not sat in my chair for 2 days.
See, I say this as a bunny parent because so many people, they'll be like, I'll just have my dog or cat up on the sofa or in bed with me sort of thing. Whereas as a bunny parent, you live on the floor. Mm-hmm. If you want to cuddle them, you lie down on the floor. So I'm very much a floor dweller myself. Something of a floor dweller myself. Yeah.
Oh
well,
my goodness.
dream.
Let's-
I have no memory of what this is, but I had it half a month ago. So let's see where my head was at half a month ago.
Okay, let's do it.
3, 2, 1, go. I had this dream that started off as we had all like gathered around to watch this video that was meant to be like a documentary about what happened at the Yogg's birthday party. It was just like a nice little memory lane type thing. And we all sat down to watch it on this projector. And then it turns out that the camera operator like lost half of the footage. So it was just everyone arriving and then it just stopped. And Sarah was like, like trying to salvage it, trying to just like get everyone to send any videos that they had so she could piece it together as it went on. And I remember being sat and talking to someone on the floor, but no, I don't remember what that bit was. Because then all of a sudden it turned into this thing where it was a thing to like guess how many stairs someone had. There was some sort of like, it was, you'd get like a prize if you could guess how many stairs someone had. And I had gone to this lady's house because she had a glass pipe that ran through the middle of her house. I think she was like, lived a couple doors down from us. And I just very quickly saw her staircase. And then she closed the door. We were like, okay, bye-bye. And then she was like, but how many stairs do I have? And I was like, oh my gosh. But because there was this like culture of counting stairs, I'd counted part of them, but her staircase like twisted round. So I was like, I know there's 7 in the bottom part. And I was like talking to Alex about this. I was like, okay, so I think it would be like 4 times 7. I think it twisted round and then there was like one more bit like the bottom bit, and then it went up 2 more bits, and I reckon we go for that. And but then we were like walking down a street to get to a shop that I don't remember because all the other shops looked really cool along the way. There was this like I think there was like this cool like Japanese pottery shop that looked really lovely, and then there was like a witchy shop I wanted to go in, but I was like, no, I have to be good and go in the shop at the end of the road that I'm here to go to, but I don't remember what it was. I don't know. I think that's all I remember. Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
I've had a you dream. I'm sitting on the floor, looking in shops. We've swapped again.
We've been swapping dreams a lot lately.
Yeah, you with all your wrestling dreams.
True. Get a bit baps out.
Classic me.
Go classic Bryony, TBH.
I wonder what stairs means.
It's probably like you have a journey that you have to undertake, and you're going up the stairs in life.
Life stairs.
Life stairs.
See buildings, it says.
Oh.
See buildings.
Sea buildings.
Buildings of the sea. Stairs. Yep, here we go. Stairs are often an indication of the steps we must take in order to achieve a goal.
There it is.
Climbing the stairs is indicative of the efforts we must take in order to have access to the more mystical, spiritual side of our being. So I didn't at any point go up the stairs. I was just looking at the stairs and counting them, because apparently that was part of the culture, was to just count stairs. And if you were good at guessing stairs, you were really good, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I wonder if like stairs are meant to be, the steps that you take to achieve a goal. Maybe I do like to write to-do lists. Maybe just being able to list the stairs was like, I know the steps I have to take. I just won't bloody do them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You did ask me what that website was the other day, didn't you, for the to-do list?
Oh, yeah, I did.
You have been doing to-do lists.
Yeah. Good at to-do lists, but then I put them down and then I forget where they are, and then I look at them ages later and I'm like, I've still not done some of these things. What do you know?
If I write to-do lists on paper, they just get lost and I forget about them.
Yeah.
But that Goblin Tools website is real good. I do like that a lot.
I
have to leave it like up on the PC so I can stare at it. Otherwise I forget it's there as well.
That's the thing I was going to say. I made myself a to-do list in a notepad on the computer, and that's the only icon on my desktop, and it's in the middle of the screen so that I'll always see it. But I forget it's there. I've not checked that list in ages.
Mm-hmm. It's like, do you remember? I can't remember what version of Windows it was, but you used to have like the widgets on the desktop, and you could have a post-it note there. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I bloody loved that Post-it note. When I upgraded, I was like, I need that widget back. I need that Post-it note so I can remember what I'm doing with my life.
Yeah.
I miss it so much.
It's like Alex and I were very exciting. We just got a new spice rack.
Oh.
And the spice rack we have has round-bottomed glasses for holding the spices.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, at first I was like, that is not good because you can't put them down. But then I was like, that's perfect for me. I can't put them down. I have to put them back where they go.
That is perfect. That's so good.
Because I'm really like, it's like the other day I was lying in bed and I suddenly remembered this thing that Kim had lent me. She lent me these like little like witchy zines that her friend had made. And I suddenly thought, oh my gosh, when did I last see them? I don't know where they are. I'm worried I've accidentally like chucked them out or something. And I was like, I have to go and find them. So I went downstairs, like got out of bed, went downstairs, found them, came back upstairs. And then I turned to Alex and I was like, where's my phone? And he was like, did you take it downstairs with you? And I was like, I don't think I did. I looked around and I was like, okay, I'll go back downstairs. Got out of bed. I'd left it on the sofa. And I was like, why did I take my phone down with me? Why did I then put it down? So I went back upstairs and got back into bed. He was like, was it there? Yes.
Yes.
But I'm really like, I have no memory of when things leave my hand.
Yeah, no, I'm exactly
where
the same.
I was. Like so many times I'm late for Bun Stream in the morning and it's literally because I've put my phone down somewhere and I don't know where.
Yeah, yesterday I was on voice on my laptop, sitting on the floor. I've got my wireless headset and my laptop and I'm just like mooching about, obviously doing my sewing. And I had a needle with some white thread on my laptop keyboard. And I went into the kitchen with my laptop, came back and it was gone. And I was like, I don't know where that is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit on this needle at some point. I never found it. I don't know where it is.
Oh no.
Oh no. That's the worst thing. Like misplacing your phone and misplacing like, I don't know, like your makeup or your mirror or your coffee or stuff like that. I do it all the time. When I'm sewing, I do it with pins.
Yeah.
It's not good. I'm like, oh no, there are pins everywhere.
Oh gee.
I'm in danger.
I did it the other day with the bin.
What?
I was cleaning up the bunny room and we have like a little bin that we tend to have like a little compost bag in and then we put their poop straight in there if they've because a lot of the time Jerry jumps out the litter tray with such vigor that he just he does the poo in the tray but then he projects it out with himself because he just jumps out and it kicks everywhere. Mm-hmm. So those ones are just sort of sweep up, put them in the bin. So I'd taken the bin into the room with them and swept them up, put them in the bin, and then for some reason I just carried the bin around with me. And then I was back in their room and I turned around and I was like, I need to put something in the bin. Where would the bin go? So I had to retrace my steps and I just carried it into a different room. I just put it on the kitchen windowsill. I was like, why?
Oh my God.
Why
that
did
reminds
I put it
me
there?
of when I used to have rats. Whenever I would clean them out, I would have obviously the bin bag by the cage. And every time I would have to make a conscious effort to make sure there wasn't a rat in the bin bag. Have they crawled in? Because they probably would. Yeah.
I get that with so Jerry has to be nebulized. People who don't know, essentially I put him in his carrier and this stuff gets pumped in to help open up his airways and it breaks down snot and stuff, and I basically hotbox him every night. Mm-hmm. And he's not too bad with getting in the carrier. Sometimes he just gets in himself. Sometimes I just have to encourage him in a little, but he's a very sweet boy. It's never too bad. And then I'll let him out and usually he'll leave the carrier and then go off and do his thing. And there was one time when I was like, okay, I'll pack it up again. And we've got 3 blankets that we keep in the carrier. And I started just shoving these blankets in, and then one of them just got thrown out again. I was like, what? And he just got back in the carrier. And I just without thinking, was just shoved a blanket in. And I was like, wait, why has it come out again? And I just peeked in and he was just sat at the back hello. I was oh. So now baby. I'm really careful when I'm packing it up again. I'll be like, is he in there? No, because I'm so worried I'm just going to put him up on the shelf in the carrier.
Oh my God.
He'd probably just have a nap, really.
Yeah, he'd love it. So just leave me in here. Baby. Aw.
Fionn has a real taste for going upstairs at the moment. Because she was sort of curious about it before. Mm-hmm. But we had someone round to treat the dining room table.
Oh, you did it finally.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know how like fumey this stuff is, so I'll just have the bunnies upstairs in our bedroom for the day. And now she's had a day of being in there. She's like, usually she would just do these little explores of like, oh, she'll stick her head in and then she'll be like, oh, no, I don't know what this place is, and leave. Now she knows the room. Every morning I'll like open up the gate to let them out of their room, and she'll just immediately run upstairs and go into the bedroom. And I'm just like, okay. But last night I forgot that I'd left them out. I just thought they were downstairs, and normally we close the living room door. Mm-hmm. And I went to go and put something in the bedroom, and she was just in there, and I was like, hello? Like, how long have you been up here? She's just sort of like, And hopefully she's not chewed any cables or anything, but yeah. Sometimes you're just downstairs and you just hear these little, what we call her galumphing, where she's just galumphing around. We're like, is she upstairs? Yes.
Maybe. Oh, bless her. What a baby.
Yeah.
What a baby.
Adventure bunny.
I'm trying to think if I've had any animal dreams. I feel like I had another rat dream, but I don't remember it. But I feel like that has happened in the last few days.
Yeah. I think the night after we recorded with Boof and were talking about animal stress dreams, I feel like I had one then, but I didn't record it. But I think I remember waking up and having that feeling of like, oh no, they're back. I don't remember like what animal it was meant to be.
Speaking of swapping dreams, though, I dreamt about a baby the other day.
Oh.
Not my baby. I dreamt that someone in my community, I have told them, but I won't say their name on the podcast just to save them the embarrassment. But I dreamt that they and someone else who I did know who it was at the time, but I don't know who it is now, had a baby, and they came to visit me at Asda to show me their baby. and I was there with my cousin, and my cousin was holding the baby, and then they were like, do you want to hold it? And I was like, oh, okay. So I held the baby, and it was a lovely time. And then the baby pooed on the floor. I didn't see it poo on the floor, but there was just poo on the floor. And it was like, oh, someone's going to have to clean that up. But I was like, I'm not going to clean it up because my brother's here. And if I do that, then he's going to expect me to change nappies. So I just said to my brother, can you clean up the poo, please?
Oh my gosh.
So that was that. This is what my dreams have been like this week. They've just been weird little snippets like that.
Yeah.
Like last night I had a bunch. I wrote them on my iPad, but I don't have my iPad here. But I know that one of them was because I hadn't had dinner last night because I was hyper-focusing on sewing for 7 hours. I went to bed hungry, and I dreamt that I was really hungry, and I was in a house with my auntie and my mum. And my auntie had lots of leftover Indian takeaway and leftover chippy. And I was just there like, she's going to hog all this food and she's not going to share with me. And at one point I had to go and get a fork so that she could eat it. So I went through like a living room where my cousins were all playing video games, and I sort of walked through like, oh, sorry. And I went to like, I don't know, like a side room that had all of the dishwashing in it. And I picked up what I thought was a fork, and I went back into the room with my auntie and held up 2 tiny little spoons, like coffee spoons almost, like very small ones. And I was like, these aren't forks. And they laughed at me. And then I was like, I'll go back and get forks. But I think my auntie went to get them instead, and we were like dishing up her food. And on her plate, she had, I assume they were like onion bhajis, but they were just like giant meatballs.
Yeah.
And there were like 6 of them on the plate, and we hadn't even dished up yet. And I was like, she has so many. Why won't she share? And I started dishing up the Indian food, which had been reheated. And she had a steak in there for some reason, but it was like it looked more like pork. It was like a pork medallion sort of thing. And I dropped it on the floor. And I was like, oh no. And I picked it up quickly, and it was covered in like hair. And I was trying to brush it off before she came back in the room, like, oh shit. Oh God. And I put it on her plate, like, that's fine. She'll be fine.
What she doesn't know can't kill her.
Yeah, she's got enough food. She'll be fine. She's not sharing with me. She can have the hairy steak. Yeah, that was one of the dreams last night. And there was another one, and I can't remember what it was, and I wrote it down. I might have to go and check my iPad to find it.
Hopefully that isn't one of those recipes for people to try on the dream subreddit.
Yeah, hairy floor steak.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I want to say that one of my dreams had something to do with an egg, but I don't remember.
A egg?
A egg. Should I go and get my iPad to see what the other one was?
Yeah, go
All
get
right,
your
hang on.
iPad.
Let me
I'll
go
pretend to do an ad read.
Okay.
Welcome everyone to Comfort Zone, sponsored by Socks. This is Big Sock. Just Big Sock. They love us. Who would I want to be sponsored by? Something
Hiya.
cozy. Hello.
Hi. Okay, so.
We need to get sponsored by Socks now.
Oh, I have it now. I remember. So, I had the charity stream on Saturday.
Yeah.
And we did really well. This isn't a dream. We did really well. We raised £3,500 and 69 pence for the Blue Cross, which was amazing. Everyone did such an amazing job. It was so good. But I had a dream that somebody had misreported it, and the BBC had run a story on TV saying, this small streamer has raised £350,000 and 69 pence for the Blue Cross in just 5 hours. And I was watching this and I was just like, that's not right. I didn't do that.
Oh my gosh.
So it had nothing to do with an egg. That was I thought it did.
It would be a nest egg.
A nest egg,
as they say.
So yeah, that was it. But yeah, my dreams have just been snippets like that.
Yeah, I feel like I've been having a lot of dreams recently, but it same as you. It's just been like bits and bobs that I remember when I wake up.
I remember another one as well. Sorry.
Oh.
I'm talking so much. I'm so sorry. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was in I think it was a hotel. We were on the third floor, but we'd already
really uncover your ears.
Really kicks down the door. But he kicked down the wrong door. We're up here. But yeah, so I think we'd already checked out. We weren't meant to be in this room anymore.
Yeah.
But my brother, and I think my granddad was there. I feel like it was my granddad. After I woke up, I was like, who was that man? Maybe my granddad. So we went up to this room and we went in. And around I don't know what you call it, but the bit of wood that's underneath a door on the floor that sort of joins the carpet together. I don't know, what is that called? I don't know. The trim. But around that, the carpet had sort of pulled up and there was lots of jewelry in the floor. Jewelry again, always jewelry. But they were my earrings. It was studs that were in the floor. And I was picking them all up God, how did these get here? They're all over the bloody floor. And I think I know why I dreamt about that. It's because I went into town yesterday and I bought some earrings. I found a place that just did nice cheap earrings and I was like, perfect. So I bought some. So I was dreaming about them. But we went into this room and we were looking for something. I don't know what. And then we heard people coming up the stairs and we were like, oh God, they're coming back. Whoever's in this room now is coming back. We need to hide. But there was a big bubble bath in the living room, a big square bubble bath. So we all got in the bubble bath and hid under the water.
Oh.
And I was pulling bubbles over my head they'll never see me.
Yeah.
And then they came in and my brother and my granddad popped up and they started talking to them, but I was still under the water and I'd been under there for a really long time and I was like, they're not hiding anymore. I should probably go up and see what's happening. So I did. And it was a group of girls and their dad. And my dad was there as well for some reason. And they were like, what are you doing in our room? You trying to steal something? This is, that you shouldn't be in here. But then then they were just really friendly, and their dad offered us some tea, and it was just like, oh, well, yeah, I can see why you were in here now. It's like, no worries, no problem. Like, we can just have a nice chat. So their dad went to get some tea, turned his back to me and walked towards the wall, and he had Noodles on his back, and I didn't know what his name was, and for some reason the ability to say excuse me left my head, so I just went Dad. And like he and my dad both turned to me, and I was like, no, not you, Dad, the other dad. You have noodles on your back.
Noodle Dad.
Noodle Dad, you have noodles on your back. You might want to. And he was like, oh, thank you. And he like took the noodles away. Like, oh, how did they get there? And that was all I remember.
Oh my God.
I don't know what the hell is happening in my mind right now, but yeah, that was all last night.
Well, it says, I looked up bubble.
Bubble?
Because I thought you were in a bubble bath. It says, we may dream of bubbles as part of our need to have fun in a childlike way. I mean, that's sort of, sort of hiding and being like goofy. That's sort of a childlike way. But it also says, we often become aware of the temporary nature of happiness and our need for illusion. So,
our
guess.
need for illusion.
Illusion. You don't need illusion. You can be happy. It's fine. And then I looked up bath. When we dream of being in the bath, we may indicate the need for cleansing of some old feelings, the need to relax, to let go.
That makes sense.
So you need to let go of your fake noodle dad.
I'm sorry, Noodle Dad. You're not my real dad.
You have to let it go.
I will let him go.
If you love he.
If you love he, let he go.
It also says we have an opportunity to contemplate what has occurred in the past and to adopt new attitudes. There you go. I guess that's sort of like being baptized, isn't it? It's probably getting at that.
In a bath, yeah.
Yeah, like you
in a bubble
go
bath
in
with your granddad.
Yeah. Come out like, oh, see everything in a whole new light now. Just refreshed.
Oh, dear. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Your childlike bubbles.
My bubbles.
Trying to think what else happened. Oh yeah, it was the glass pipe, wasn't it? I was trying to think. There was something I meant to look up about my dream. I don't think
right. Yeah.
pipe is going to be in there. I doubt. Piano. Oh, no, it is. Oh, on a purely practical level, a pipe can symbolize many things. A water pipe can give information as to how we might handle our emotions. Oh, mine was made of glass, so I'm very open and easy to read.
Yeah, you're very open with your emotions.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I can't hide things. I'm very reacty. Reacty, that's a word. Just a reacty kind of guy. That's me. It also says, when we are in difficulty in everyday life, a simple symbol such as a pipe will indicate how making connections between the various aspects of a situation will help resolve it.
Oh.
A pipe suggests some kind of spiritual conduit. Well, there you go.
So what was going through the pipe again?
It was just a pipe. Was
there nothing in it? It was just a pipe?
Yeah, just like this lady just had a clear glass pipe that ran throughout the entirety of her house. I don't remember why I'd gone to see this pipe. I don't know if I was some sort of pipe worker.
Plumber?
That's
the one.
As they're more traditionally known. Mario, the pipe worker. But yeah, it was just there. And then I counted her stairs. And then that was it. Then I popped to the shops. Up to the shop. I
lovely.
reckon I dreamt about shops because I've been looking at a lot of things on Etsy recently.
You have, yeah. You have a problem.
Well, at least I'm not like... I managed to just window shop on Etsy. I'm quite good with like not actually buying things, but I do like looking. Oh my gosh, do I like
there are
looking.
some really nice things on Etsy. The thing with Etsy is like it used to be a lot of handmade stuff, but now there's a lot of just people buying things wholesale from like China and reselling them on Etsy.
Yes, it's gone the way of eBay. Like I remember back in the day when eBay was just people selling their old stuff and it was great. And now it's like a business platform. It's just like a second Amazon. And then Etsy became the new one, whereas actually, like you say, handmade things. And now I've had times when I've put in, there's like a specific filter for handmade. And even then it will just be stuff that clearly isn't handmade.
Yeah.
And it does upset me quite a bit because it's not what it used to be. What I guess I need to find whatever the new Etsy is.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. I think Etsy is I mean, we're not going to be sponsored by Etsy, so I'm going to say it.
We can trash them.
We can trash them. I don't think Etsy's very good to their creators. I don't know a lot because I don't use Etsy, especially for selling. But I think just the amount that they take from their creators is really unfair. And a lot of people on Etsy were trying to move to other platforms. So maybe it's about time that we got another platform.
They've had
nice homemade stuff
where, like, one of my friends set up an Etsy shop, and because she did like a big like launch thing, and it was like, here they are. They were all of a sudden like, why is this shop that has had no sales suddenly having loads of sales? It must be a fraud. Let's cut off all payments and not give her anything.
So
and it's just
bad.
like, no, this is literally just how launches work.
I've started selling things. That's how it works.
How are you selling things? You hadn't sold anything before. It's very suspicious.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they can be quite bad. But there probably is like other things out there. We just have to find, probably just actually going to a shop. That's the new online shopping, physical shops. Yeah, I miss the days when I remember how exciting it used to be, like when eBay first launched. And like I remember buying my first thing on eBay and it being really exciting because it was like sitting there waiting for the countdown and sniping each other.
Yeah. One of my favorite things to do on eBay is to like put in something that you want, like, you know, if you want a dress, for instance, put in your dress and then go to auctions and ending soonest, and you'll get stuff that's ending in like 30 seconds and it's like, do I want that? No. Okay, next one. Okay, that's quite nice. Oh, it's ending in 15 seconds. Okay.
Makes you feel alive.
Yeah. It's like speed shopping. It's great.
I
Adrenaline rush.
The first thing I ever bought on eBay was a book on how to be a ninja. I think I was like 12 or 13 or something, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to teach me everything I need to know.
Bless.
I lost it. So turns out the book was quite a good ninja itself, because I've not found it. It could be anywhere, waiting to strike at any moment.
Oh my God. I don't know what the first thing I bought on eBay was. I know that when I was a kid, I asked my cousin what he wanted for his birthday, and he wanted Final Fantasy Advent Children. And at that point, you had to import it. So I got my dad to buy it on eBay. But I don't know if it was on, it must have been on my dad's account. So,
yeah.
But that's my first like memory of buying something on eBay, I guess. But me personally, I don't know.
I remember one year, it must have been my like 18th birthday or something, like 17th or 18th, around about then. And I made some like throwaway comment to my mum about how I missed my Furby. Because I think my Furby was still in my bedroom, just on the shelf. I don't know why. I could have just gone to see them. And my birthday was coming up, so Mum bought me like 10 Furbies off of eBay.
Oh my God.
And individually wrapped them and found it hilarious. And I just remember unpacking, being like, oh, look, I've got all these presents. And I just unpacked them and it was just all Furbies. I was like, Mother! And then I felt really bad because I was like, well, I only really want my original Furby, so I'm just going to take these to a charity shop. This was like months down the line. And I put them in a bag. And because Furbies used to get scared in the dark, I just had this bag of Furbies all going, I'm scared. What? And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. I'm so sorry.
I remember getting a Furby for Christmas. I was at my auntie's house and I opened it up. I was like, oh my God, a Furby. Yeah. And it just kept talking and it got old so fast. And it was like, this thing will not shut up. So we put it in the cupboard so it would go to sleep. And we just heard it like, I'm scared. And then eventually it would just be like,
Oh, I still love my Furbies so much. I've still got him. He was like a little Dalmatian spot one. And occasionally, if you tickled him enough, he would laugh snort. And I found it really funny. He would be like, that tickles. And I'd be like,
oh my God.
And if you put your finger in his mouth, he would go, yum. Again.
No.
Oh, I love that little guy.
Oh my God. I wanted a Furby so bad, but yeah, when I got it, I was just like, I don't like this. It's scary.
I always wanted what were they called? Were they called like Aibo or something? You know the like robot dog? But the really fancy one. Yes. And there was one I remember there was one in a Janet Jackson music video. And ever since I saw it then, I was like, oh my gosh, this would be amazing. It would be just like having a dog. They're so realistic. And so they weren't at all. They were clearly like, they would know like 5 commands and everything you saw in the video for them was all they would ever do. But yeah, that was my like obsession as a child.
Yeah, I remember my brother really wanted one of those, and they were so expensive. So
yeah,
he ended up getting like a really cheap one, and it was really crap.
Me too. The one that was called like Robo Dog or something, and they had like a little silver bone that you could hold to their mouth or something, and they would sort of vaguely walk forward.
Yep.
I've still got one of those somewhere.
Have you?
I think my niece has it now.
Aw. Yeah, I loved like the aesthetic though, because they were like silver and then they had the see-through like coloured plastic on like the ears and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And anything with the see-through coloured plastic, I'm just like, hell yeah. I love it.
Like the old Mac computer.
Yeah. And obviously like the old Game Boys and the N64s. Oh, it was just so good. They just need to bring that back. It was the best.
So 90s.
It's not quite the same, but I went to my brother's on Sunday and my niece was like, I've got a Switch Lite that I use at my dad's. I was like, oh yeah. And she was like, yeah. And they showed me it. And it was like GameCube blue. Oh. And just that, I was just like, oh my God, I love it. It's so blue. I was like, it looks like a GameCube. I love it so much. It's just so silly. I was just like, it's just a Switch.
I miss the days of like, I don't know if you did this too, but you know when your parents would be like, what do you want for Christmas? And you would sit down with like the Argos catalogue.
Yeah, and circle
and immediately
everything.
Go to the back section because you don't care about like the
go to the toys.
Yeah, the kitchen stuff and the garden tools, and you're just like bam, straight to the toys. Just looking through like, ooh, like I always wanted one of those babies that piss themselves. What are they called?
Like a baby born?
Yeah, I don't know why.
God.
They were so much waste because you could buy them like nappies, couldn't like refills of nappies.
You could.
Thankfully, I never had one.
I had a baby born when I was a kid.
Oh my gosh.
This is really bad because thinking back, I kind of did this with my Barbies as well. This is really bad. It's like serial killer behavior. But I remember when I was really young, I was probably like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was probably like 4 or 5. I tied a string around it like a dog, and I dragged it around outside.
Just walking the baby.
Just walking the baby, and it got like little scratches on its face.
Oh, gee. Were you like Sid?
And like, because you could like feed it bottles and stuff, and it had the pee hole. I for some reason when I was a kid, like I was eating like peanuts, and I just shoved peanuts in the face hole. So I just had peanuts in his mouth, and it had scratches all over his face because I dragged it around like a dog. It's so bad. And I think I did the same for my Barbies, and me and my sister would throw my Barbies down the stairs. It was so bad. It's my older siblings. They're a terrible influence. It was them, probably.
I remember I had one of those dolls that, you used to be able to like crank their arm and their hair would either grow or shrink.
Oh, yeah. Well, like a Betty Spaghetti?
It wasn't like...
Or was it like an actual doll?
Yeah, it was sort of like a Barbie, but she was ginger, and you were just like, her hair would just go in and out of her head. But because I was like a dumb kid, and for me, it was just like actual magic. So I did the thing of like, I was like, I spin her arm, and oh look, she's got long hair, and now I can give her a haircut. And then I started spinning it, and I was like, why is no more hair coming out? My parents were like, what did you think would happen? I was like, I thought she would just forever grow hair.
Why did she not grow more?
Where is the hair now? So then she could either be like very short-haired or bald, and that was about it.
What was your favorite toy as a kid?
I used to love I had these little dinosaur toys, and also Puppy in My Pockets.
Oh yeah.
I remember when Puppy in My Pockets were in Weetos.
Were they the little tiny plastic dogs?
Yeah, and I used to love them.
Oh, I had a little set of that, like where you could hide the tiny Puppy in My Pockets all around. Kind of like a Polly Pocket type thing.
Yeah.
But you could hide them. Like it had like a little cave that would spin, and you could hide the dog in the cave and stuff like that.
Aww.
I
think like one of my favorite things, this is I don't know if this is weird, but because my dad was a head teacher, he would bring me back from school. He would bring me back like proper registers. And I used to just love writing all of my toys' names in the register and then doing the register. And I would call out their names. Sometimes some of them were late to school. And they got half a mark instead of the full tick on the register. No. And sometimes it would be like the beginning of Casualty, like I'd be marking off and I'd be like, hang on. Where is Fluffums? And we'd be like, oh, Fluffums has surgery today. And then we would cut to the hospital and I would do the surgery.
Oh my God. I've just Googled it, and it wasn't Puppy in My Pocket that I had. It was Pound Puppies.
Oh,
that's what
I
it was
had
called.
Pound Puppies, and you get the little like certificate to say you'd adopted them and stuff like that.
Yeah, I literally just found a picture.
Name.
So
Pound
I'm going to
Puppy.
send Pound Puppy. I'm going to send you a picture, but I'll describe it for the viewers. So you could get this pink van with the Pound Puppies that would fold out.
Yes.
Do you remember this?
And I remember this.
Hang on, I found a picture of the inside as well. It would fold out, and it had like a road on it, and it had lots of little buildings and things that would spin around, and you could hide the Pound Puppies. And I used to play like hide and seek with them, so I would hide them, and obviously I knew where they were, but I'd be like, time to find them. But yeah, I remember that. I completely forgot about that. But no, my favourite toy when I was a kid was I had a post office toy.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I think we might have talked about this before, because I remember you saying that you had it too.
Yeah.
Which I will send you a picture of. But if you search post office toy 90s, probably UK if you're not in the UK, and it comes up, it's a red and yellow thing, and it folds out, and you've got two handles on the sides that you pull out, and it had It had like a mail locker with a key. It had a little phone. It had weighing scales. It had an ink pad and little stamps in it so you could stamp the papers and deliver them. It had a glass screen so people could stand on the other side and be like, I would like to deliver a parcel. And you like slip the stamps underneath it and stuff. It was so cool. See, I loved it so much.
We used to have that because we would play like shops. And my parents would always save, like, if we, you get those like mini cereal selections.
Yeah.
We would save the boxes for those and have like just tape them up again. And the mini cans of drink that you can get. And basically anything that was tiny, our parents would get it and we could have it in our shop sort of thing.
Aww.
And my sister would tend to run the tea shop because she was the eldest. So she was allowed to use the kettle. And my brother and I would go between being the supermarket or the post office. And I always wanted to be the post office, but as I was the youngest, I was often the supermarket. But yeah, I any day that I actually got to be the post office was, that was glorious days.
What a good day. I've just looked on eBay and someone's trying to sell it for £80.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
But yeah,
we had mine in my parents' loft for a really long time. They probably got rid of it when they moved, though.
I used to have a like a postman pat bag as well. It was like a shoulder bag, and I would write letters to my family, and then I would go around the house delivering them.
Aww.
And I always thought like working as a post person was like the most noble job you could do. I was like, this is amazing. You just go around bringing happiness to everyone.
and bills.
Yes.
And jury duty.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I got a letter yesterday. Speaking of jury duty, I haven't been called to do it, but I got a letter in the post, and on the envelope it said, like, I don't know, on His Majesty's service or something like that, like James Bond style. And I was like, oh no, jury duty. And I opened it up, and thank God it wasn't. It was like a survey, and I got £10 for completing it, which was lovely. But God, I had like a mini heart attack. I was like, oh no, here we go, it's my turn.
I don't think I'd be very good at jury duty. Jury duty.
Jury duty.
Because I think I would immediately look at the person and either be like, no, they seem nice, or I'd be like, no, they're guilty.
Send them down.
You won't change my mind. What do you think they did? I don't know, but they did it.
they look shifty.
Yeah.
I think I'd kind of maybe enjoy it a little bit. It would be a pain in the bum, like, doing that instead of normal real life things like work. But it would also be kind of cool, I think. Unless you got like a fraud case, then it's like, oh, okay, boring.
I feel like for us, it would be difficult to try and claim
balance
money back as well. Because I guess if you have a salaried job, you can say, I would earn this much in this week.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas for us, it'd be like,
oh, I don't know. And I don't know if you're allowed to actually work when you're on jury duty. Like, could you come home and stream, or are you just not allowed to do that?
Oh, I don't know.
I have no idea.
Huh.
Weird.
Well,
I'm going to Google that, but not right now.
The other thing I used to like was, did you ever have boglins?
Boglins?
Yeah.
No.
They were, oh my gosh, and micro machines as well.
Yeah, my brother had micro machines. I loved micro machines. Boglins, I never had them, but we had one. Like, when you just have a toy that appeared out of nowhere?
Yeah.
We had like a tiny little plastic one that you would put on the end of your finger, and that was it. But we never actually had a boglin.
We had, because again, they were just like the toy that came in Weetos, which basically decided what toys we had was what can you collect through Weetos. I didn't even really like Weetos, but I would eat through them like nobody's business just to try and collect another boglin or puppy in my pocket or whatever it was.
Oh my God. Next episode, because we're running out of time now, we should talk about all of the toys we remember coming from cereal.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But the disappointment when you like opened up the packet and you'd be like, oh, I've just finished my last box. What's in this one? I've already got this one.
No.
But I just remember one of the Boglins, this is the final thing I'll say on this, but one of the Boglins I had, it was, because they were all like horrible little gremlins, like they were meant to be disgusting. And one of them was like picking his nose, but he had gone in so deep that his finger had come back out through his eye. And I remember being like equal parts fascinated and horrified by it. Because I would just look at it and be like, how does that work? Is that possible? Would that happen? Is this what this is like?
Gross.
But yes. I've just found a picture of him. Oh my gosh.
What, of your Boglin picking his nose?
He's in the bottom left. You can see that little guy. It doesn't make any sense biologically. But there he is. Just a little guy. Just a disgusting little guy.
He's just a little guy.
But I think because I was really into that sort of stuff as a kid, because like me and my brother used to do like Warhammer and Blood Bowl together, and I would always pick like the Snotlings as my team, because they were just such horrible little like gremlins, and they were all just disgusting, and I was just like, I love them.
Aww.
But yes.
Cute.
Well, there
Cute,
you
cute,
go.
cute. There you go.
On that note, thank you, everyone.
On that note, yeah. Thank you, pals. In the comments, tell us what your favourite toy was when you were a kid.
Yeah. Aw. Good old
Let
toys.
us know.
Toys.
And why was it the post office?
Yeah. Did you ever want to be in a post office? Y/N?
Why? But only a tiny plastic one.
We should write letters to each other and then post them in a tiny post office.
Oh my god, we should.
Well, thank you, Kirsty, for a lovely chat.
Thank you, Bryony. And we'll see you all next time. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Also, this is episode 69. Lamau nice. Bye.